Week 14, it's Sunday, and this has been peak week of marathon prep, or I don't know if you'd call it peak week, I don't know if that's what it's called, but it's the most mileage I'll do in a week before beginning the taper. And it had been an interesting week because on one hand, it was the most mileage I was doing, and I was tired, putting in loads of effort, but I hadn't found out yet whether the marathon was actually going ahead. And it was only 2 days ago, on Friday, that I got an email saying the marathon is fortunately going ahead, which is good news. So now I'm getting excited for it big time, and it also means that I need to break in the Alphafly 3s, and with today being Sunday, it's long run. This is what I'm going to be using them for. So I think before the marathon, I want to do a long run and a speed workout in them. So today, 32 kilometers, longest run of prep, full stop. Bit of a baptism of fire for them, to be honest. A little bit risky maybe as well. So I'll run in them today, and then in the speed workout next week, which won't be a full speed workout because I'm beginning the taper, but still I'll use them for that to get used to them at faster paces, and that'll be it. So today's session, like I said, 32k, it's 10 kilometers at 4:45, 20 kilometers at marathon pace, and then 2 kilometers at 4:45 per kilometer. So that's that. My shins are pretty wrecked again. I kind of go through phases of they're bad, I go to physio and get them worked on, and then they're fine again for another week and a half, 2 weeks, and then they go bad again. So yeah, the point in that cycle that I'm in is they're bad again, but I'm hoping I can get through today, and then hopefully as I ease off during the taper, they might get a little bit better, but then I'll go to physio again before the marathon. So hopefully when I do run in Valencia, they will be in, as I was going to say, be in tip-top condition, but I don't think they will be, just be in the best condition that they can be. So yeah, let's get these on. I'm very nervous to run in them because if these get dirty, I'm going to cry. But wow, this is exciting. Got matching today, got some outrageously pink socks on to match the pink accents on the shoes. They fit perfectly width-wise, but length-wise, I think they might be a little bit long, but it is far too late to return them now, so we're gonna make do. Shoes are on, feeling extremely bouncy, so put them through the paces for this 32k, longest run of prep, and then yeah, post run debrief in just over 2 hours. Let's go. Well, longest run of prep done. I'm so tight already. It's like a recurring theme with these Sunday long runs now, where I just start videoing after the run and I'm just in pain. Yeah, 32 kilometers done now, 4:18 average pace, so not that the average pace should be marathon pace, because there's slower kilometers involved, but yeah, 2 kilometers slower than marathon pace overall. So really, if I want to do a sub-3 marathon, just do what I did then, but with a 10k tagged on the end at around a similar pace, and then kind of just try and knock off a second or two off each kilometre, which sounds easier, but easier said than done is what I'm trying to say. Oh my god. Yeah, first run in the Alphafly 3s. You know what, it was funny, when I first started running, I Felt like, you know, in the film Avatar, when Jake first gets put in the Avatar body, and he's like dead tall and like his limbs are dead long. He's kind of like stumbling around everywhere and he's struggling to keep his balance and he's like dead fast but a bit like lopsided.
Come on!
I swear to God, it honestly felt like that for like the first 2 or 3 kilometres I was running, and I was like, oh my God, like I feel fast but I feel bouncy and I feel like I can't slow down like that well and I'm not that nimble, and if I did try and like turn a corner I'd just like topple over, which is exactly what happens in Avatar. But after that, settled in fairly well. I found it was easy. The shoes didn't make me run faster, and I was running slower than I did on last week's easy run when I was in the Saucony Endorphin Speed 2s. So I was running a bit slower, so I was kind of like at target marathon pace on this run rather than a bit faster, but it felt easier to run that pace than it did to run that pace last week. I don't even know if that makes sense, but basically the shoes didn't make me run faster, but they made it easier to maintain a given pace. So yeah, I don't know whether this is just because it's the first run, but the shoes felt like quite stiff, kind of like I was like proper like slapping the pavement a bit, but that could be a shoe problem overall. Maybe I'm not that compatible with them, or maybe it's just breaking them in, I don't know. I hope it's the latter, because 300 quid for a shoe that I'm not compatible with is not ideal. It was just a bit of a weird run where like last week I obviously had 2 reps at 10k. First rep was cruising like a lot faster than marathon pace, and then second rep I was like struggling to maintain marathon pace. Today was kind of an average of the two. I wasn't going faster, I was going marathon pace, but it felt easier than it did last week on that second 10k rep. But yeah, overall run was fine. I'm glad I'm kind of over that kind of hump of marathon prep now and it's just a deload. I think I've got a tough speed session next week, but other than that it really is just deload and trying not to get injured. Now I'm going to stretch off because I am so tight already and I've only just finished. But week 14 done, hardest week. I'm happy. Valencia in 2 weeks. This time in 2 weeks I'll be finished. Hopefully, unless I get injured mid-marathon like I did in Brighton and had to walk half of it, which was not a fun time. But thanks for watching, and yeah, week 15, see what that's got in store for us.